there's a strange rule among the world's most powerful people, one they never teach you in school. It's a tactic used by emperors, strategists, and master manipulators for centuries. The rule? Never let them see your full intelligence. You might think that intelligence is a weapon best wielded openly, that being the smartest person in the room guarantees respect. But what if that's not true? What if showing your intelligence makes you a target? What if the greatest minds in history understood something that most people don't? That sometimes the best way to win is to appear weaker than you really are? Arthur Schopenhauer, one of the most brilliant and cynical philosophers of all time, knew this better than anyone. He saw through human nature and understood the brutal reality of power. The world does not reward pure intelligence. It rewards those who know when to hide it. And that is why some of history's most brilliant individuals pretended to be fools. Why? Because when people think you're harmless, they lower their guard. They underestimate you. They reveal things they never would to someone they perceive as a threat. And in that moment, when they assume they have the upper hand, you strike. This is the hidden art of pretending to be stupid. And once you understand it, you will never look at the world the same way again. I got you, Mawa. Let me extend the section further and go deeper into Schopenhauer's philosophy on this. Here's the continuation. This is why Schopenhauer believed that true intelligence is not just about knowing. It's about knowing when to reveal and when to conceal. He understood that the world is filled with people who value feeling smart more than actually being smart. And this is where the art of pretending to be stupid comes in. A truly wise person does not waste their energy trying to prove their intelligence to those who don't appreciate it. Instead, they do something far more strategic. They allow others to underestimate them. Why? Because the underestimated man is the most dangerous man in the room. When people think you are ordinary, or even foolish, they drop their guard. They reveal their true selves. They show their intentions without realizing it. And in that moment, the intelligent observer gains a decisive advantage. Schopenhauer saw this as a fundamental law of human nature. When you openly display your intellect, you create resistance. You make people feel insecure. You awaken their ego. And that ego, driven by envy, will work against you in ways both subtle and obvious. But when you act humble, when you let others believe they are more insightful, more capable, you make them feel comfortable. You gain their trust. You become the one they confide in, the one they do not see as a threat. And in the world of power, the one who is not seen as a threat is the one who has the most freedom to move. This is why Schopenhauer believed that the greatest minds in history did not walk through life declaring their brilliance. Instead, they played the game. They observed. They waited. And when the moment was right, when their enemies were blind to the danger, they struck. But this strategy is not just for kings and philosophers. It is for anyone who wants to navigate a world where intelligence is both a gift and a curse. So, how do you apply it? How do you move through life without making enemies, without awakening jealousy, while still maintaining your self-respect? That's where the whole true art of deception begins. Schopenhauer's strategy of pretending to be stupid was not just a clever social tactic. It was a survival mechanism. a hidden key to navigating a world where intelligence is often seen as a threat. But what happens when this strategy is applied on a grander scale? What are the consequences when entire societies, institutions, and power structures operate on this principle? Look at the world around you. Those who truly hold power rarely display their intelligence openly. The most dangerous leaders, the most cunning strategists, and the most influential figures in history have often understood one simple truth. It is better to be underestimated than to be feared outright. Why? Because when people perceive you as a threat, they move against you. They form alliances, set traps, and seek to destroy you before you ever rise too high. But when they think you are harmless, when they assume you are simple, foolish, or easily manipulated, they lower their defenses. They let you in. And by the time they realize their mistake, it is too late. History has seen this pattern play out time and time again. Julius Caesar played the role of a man who simply wanted to serve Rome until he seized absolute power. Napoleon Bonaparte was dismissed as a mere opportunist until he crowned himself emperor. Machiavelli, himself the master of political strategy, warned that it is often better to appear weak or incompetent than to reveal one's true ambitions. This is the game that has shaped history, and it is the game that still plays out today. Think about the modern world: corporations, politics, media. The people who truly shape the future are not the loudest, the most openly brilliant, or the ones constantly seeking validation. No. The real players are those who operate in the shadows, who let others think they are insignificant, while they pull the strings from behind the curtain. Schopenhauer understood this long before modern psychology caught up. He saw that human nature is deeply rooted in envy and insecurity. People do not want to be outshined. They do not want to feel inferior. And if you openly display your intelligence, they will do everything in their power to bring you down. This is why he recommended a different path, not one of weakness, not one of submission, but one of strategic invisibility. Because when you pretend to be stupid, when you let others think they are superior, you gain something they will never have: the element of surprise. And in a world where power is a game of deception, that is the greatest weapon of all. But this leads us to an even greater question. If intelligence must be hidden, if wisdom is punished rather than rewarded, if the most brilliant minds must live in secrecy while the loudest fools command the masses, what does this mean for the future of society itself? And more importantly, what does it mean for you? If history has proven anything, it is that power belongs not to the strongest nor the smartest, but to those who understand perception. The ability to control how others see you, whether as a fool, a friend, or a threat, is what separates the powerful from the powerless. Schopenhauer's lesson was clear. Pretend to be stupid, but never be stupid. But how do you apply this in your own life? How do you use this principle to gain an advantage without losing yourself in the game? It starts with understanding where and when to reveal your intelligence. Because the hard truth is this: most people do not want you to be smart. They want you to be predictable. They want you to follow the rules, stay in your place, and never challenge their authority. The moment you break free from that, you become a threat. Think about it. At work, Who gets promoted first? The most capable person, or the one who plays the game better? In social circles, who gains influence? The person who always speaks the truth, or the one who knows when to stay silent and when to strike? Raw intelligence alone is not enough. You must know how to use it. And that begins with one thing: control. Control over what you say. Control over what you reveal. Control over how others see you. Let them think you are simple. Let them assume they have the upper hand. Let them lower their guard, while you watch, learn, and position yourself strategically. Here's how to apply this in real life. 1. Learn to observe, not react. Most people give away their intelligence too quickly. They feel the need to prove themselves, to correct others, to show they are the smartest person in the room. But the truly intelligent do the opposite. They listen. They watch. They let others expose their weaknesses first. Next time you're in a conversation, hold back. Resist the urge to correct mistakes. Let people believe what they want, while you quietly gather information. 2. Never reveal your full hand. The most dangerous players in any game are the ones no one sees coming. Keep your true thoughts, plans, and abilities hidden until the moment is right, whether in business, relationships, or negotiations. The less they know, the more power you have. 3. Let others underestimate you. A person who is seen as a threat will be attacked. A person who is seen as harmless will be ignored. If you want freedom to operate, let people assume you are naive, average, or even foolish. They will show you their true selves, while you remain a mystery to them. 4. Strike only when necessary. Schopenhauer's strategy does not mean living in fear or submission. It means choosing your battles wisely. When the time comes, when the opportunity is perfect, you reveal what you are truly capable of. And by then, it will be too late for them to stop you. This is the art of silent dominance. This is the strategy that has built empires, destroyed rivals, and turned ordinary people into legends. And now, you have the power to use it. But the final question is this: will you? Because most people won't. Most people will continue making the same mistake, revealing too much too soon, seeking validation instead of power, fighting unnecessary battles instead of waiting for the right moment. But those who understand this lesson, those who truly grasp the power of perception, will move through life untouched. They will influence without force. They will dominate without confrontation. They will win without ever seeming like a threat. And in the end, when the world finally realizes what they were capable of all along, it will be too late. The ultimate realization, the power of mastering perception. The world has always belonged to those who understand one fundamental truth. Perception is power. It's not just about intelligence, strength, or talent. Those things matter, but only if they are used strategically. History is filled with brilliant minds who were silenced, strong leaders who were overthrown, and talented individuals who were overlooked, all because they failed to master the art of perception. Schopenhauer's insight into pretending to be stupid is not just a trick. It is a profound understanding of human nature. Most people do not respect raw intelligence. They fear it. They resent it. And if you make your intelligence too obvious, they will see you as a threat. So what is the real lesson here? It is not about dumbing yourself down. It is not about hiding who you are. It is about controlling how the world sees you. The illusion of power versus true power. The world is obsessed with the appearance of power. People want to be feared, respected, admired. They want others to recognize their brilliance, their strength, their importance. But this obsession is exactly what makes them vulnerable. Because real power is not about what people see. It is about what they don't see. A man who boasts about his strength exposes his insecurities. A leader who demands respect is already losing it. A person who constantly proves their intelligence is revealing their deepest fear, that they are not as smart as they want others to believe. True power is silent. It does not announce itself. It does not seek validation. It waits in the shadows, watching, preparing, moving only when the time is right. And that is why those who pretend to be stupid, who allow others to underestimate them, have the greatest advantage of all. They are dismissed, ignored, seen as harmless, until they strike. And when they do, it is already too late. The hidden wisdom of the ages. This is not just Schopenhauer's insight. This strategy has been used by some of the most powerful figures in history. Sun Tzu, in The Art of War, advised that one should always appear weaker than they really are, because an enemy who underestimates you will never prepare for your full strength. Machiavelli warned that a ruler should never reveal his true thoughts, because once people understand your mind, they can predict and control you. Julius Caesar pretended to be merciful, patient, and diplomatic until he seized absolute power and destroyed his enemies in one move. Warren Buffett, one of the richest men in history, has cultivated an image of an old, simple investor, while quietly making decisions that shape global markets. The most dangerous people in the world do not wear their intelligence on their sleeves. They wear a mask of simplicity, a mask of humility, a mask of foolishness. And behind that mask, they are always watching, always learning, always preparing, until the moment comes. The final truth. The world is not kind to those who reveal too much. Intelligence, strength, and ambition. These are dangerous weapons, but only when wielded correctly. Most people will never understand this. They will continue to reveal their thoughts too soon. They will keep trying to prove themselves to the world. They will seek validation instead of control. And they will wonder why they remain powerless. But you now know the truth. The question is, what will you do with it? Will you keep playing the same game as everyone else? Loud, obvious, predictable? Or will you master the art of silence, of patience, of letting others believe what they want, while you prepare for the moment when it matters most? Because in the end, the world belongs not to the loudest, not to the strongest, not even to the smartest. It belongs to those who understand one thing. Power is never taken. It is only ever given. And those who pretend to be fools are often the ones who rule them all. Here's a powerful ending with burning questions that will linger in the viewer's mind. So now, the question is not whether Schopenhauer was right. The question is, what will you do with this knowledge? Will you continue showing all your strengths to the world, hoping for validation? Or will you embrace the art of strategic concealment, mastering the power of subtlety? Will you allow yourself to be predictable, exposing your every thought and move? Or will you learn to let silence speak louder than words, making others uneasy in your presence? And most importantly, will you remain a pawn in the grand game of human interactions? Or will you step back, observe, and play the game on your own terms? Because in the end, it is not intelligence alone that rules the world. It is the ability to control how others perceive you. And now that you know this, will you use it? Or will you let this knowledge fade, just like the countless people who were too blind to see its power? The choice is yours.